Welcome to the Deep Dive. Today, we're taking a unique journey, peeling back the layers of a really fascinating story. Imagine a narrative where misfortune isn't just one bad thing, but it's like peeling an onion. Layer after thin, papery layer, brings tears to your eyes, and each layer reveals something even more complicated underneath. That's pretty much the world of the Baudelaire orphans, Violet. The amazing inventor, Klaus, the reader, and Sonny, the surprisingly skilled chef. We find them in just a terrible situation, stranded at sea, running from a fire, and naturally, they're stuck with their nemesis, Count Olaf. Our mission today is to unpack not just what happens to them next, but maybe what it suggests about navigating a world that's, well, rarely as simple as it looks.
Yeah, what's really compelling right from the start is how the story uses these layers, these misfortunes, to show you deeper truths about the characters, about their world. It really highlights a core human challenge, doesn't it? How do we make sense of things when appearances are often so deceptive?
Absolutely. So when we pick up their story, the Baudelaires are adrift, small boat, not comfortable at all, and they've just escaped the Hotel de Neumont fire, and they're being blamed for it, for arson, for murder, unfairly, of course. And yet, who's right there with them? Count Olaf. A constant, awful reminder. Olaf, even stuck out there, he's still Olaf, almost comically villainous. He's at the front of the boat, bragging nonstop about his triumph, which in this context just means something he's said, like for the 1000th time.
Yeah.
He's obsessed with the Baudelaire fortune, dreaming about, I don't know, a car dealership in the ocean, and complaining endlessly about Sonny's cooking, the poor kids making white bean mush from almost nothing.
It's such a striking irony, isn't it? His absolute belief in his own victory, even when he's totally dependent, adrifts like them, it shows this profound self-delusion. Violet even points it out, quite sharply, that he's as much in their clutches as they are in his power. It's built on, well, nothing solid.
Indeed. But you see, the kids' resilience shine through here. Violet, she's the inventor, right? She's already trying to rig up giant spatulas into some kind of propulsion system, doesn't need wind. And Klaus, the scholar, he's meticulously writing it all down, his commonplace book. Every scrap about VFD, the mysterious organization, its internal split, the schism, trying to understand the bigger picture. And Sonny, she's barely more than a baby, but she's using her sharp teeth, her cooking skills, to make something edible from almost nothing. They really are amazing under pressure.
Incredible teamwork, really.
And just when you think, okay, this is bad enough, Olaf takes it further. He pulls out a harpoon gun and threatens to release these deadly spores hidden inside the boat's figurehead helmet, the Medusoid Mycelium.
Oh, right. The fungus.
Exactly. The fungus that nearly killed Sonny once. They know horseradish is the antidote, but still. And they quickly point out, hey, Olaf, that'll poison you too.
That moment really raises a critical question, doesn't it? What happens when your weapon, your tool of control, becomes a threat to you? Olaf's harpoon, meant for treachery, it becomes this symbol of how conflict just traps everyone, even the aggressor. He's so focused on hurting them, he doesn't see his own danger.
Precisely. And this tense standoff is suddenly broken by nature. A Maxim storm rolls in, described as black clouds like ink staining a precious document, furious lightning, deafening thunder. And Olaf, strangely, welcomes it, sees it as a shortcut somehow, while the kids are terrified knowing your boat won't survive.
Yeah, that's bizarre behavior even for him.
The storm is just fury, shatters the boat. Everyone's thrown onto this coastal shelf, and amidst all the wreckage, they find Kit Snicket, their parents' friend, VFD member, unconscious on a raft made of books.
A raft of books, wow.
And soon after, they meet a girl named Friday. Young girl, white robe. She's storm scavenging, picking through the stuff washed ashore. She invites them to her island colony. Makes a point of saying it's not a monarchy. Olaf, of course, tries to declare himself king of Olaf land. Threatens Friday with the harpoon gun.
Of course he does.
But she's just calm, defiant. And he actually lowers it sheepishly. For a second, the Baudelaires wonder, maybe, just maybe, they found a place safe from Olaf.
That first encounter is so crucial. It seems like this safe haven,
Yeah.
an alternative to all the chaos. But Friday's comment, not a monarchy, it hints that maybe control just looks different here, subtler perhaps. It definitely sets us up to peel back the next layer of this island onion.
Exactly. As we get into it, that idyllic surface, it starts to peel away fast. You see these unsettling customs, this control. The only drink is coconut cordial. It's fermented, sweeter and stronger, makes them a bit dizzy. Klaus even notes it's an acquired taste.
Makes you wonder what's in it.
Right. No fresh water to drink, only salt water for washing. Everyone wears identical white robes, no weapons allowed, just these odd runcible spoons for eating. And everything found during storm scavenging, or anything Ishmael, the leader, deems unnecessary, gets sent to the Arboretum, basically a dump. Plus, there's Decision Day. Once a year, people can choose to leave on an outrigger canoe. They have to bite and spit out a bitter apple.
But they rarely leave.
Almost never. The outrigger usually just gets burned. It's a choice, but not really.
Okay, so these rules are framed as being for safety, but they instantly create this feeling of enforced sameness, limited choice. The cordial, the robes, discarding useful things, it all points to a reality that's being carefully managed, curated by the leader. And it makes you ask, is real safety found in isolation and control like this? Or is it about facing the world's complexities and, what's the hidden cost?
That's the core question, especially when you meet Ishmael. He's the island's facilitator. He sits in this huge clay chair, feet supposedly injured, covered in healing clay. Violet doubts it works. He has absolute say over what's kept, what's thrown out. His mantra is, don't rock the boat. Discourages questions constantly. His whole vision is extreme simplicity, almost stifling. But even with all these rules, the Baudelaires hold on to who they are. Secretly, they keep their personal treasures. Violet's hair ribbon, Klaus's commonplace book, and Sunny's whisk, which Friday actually gave her. Another hint of maybe some hidden defiance there.
A little acts of resistance.
Important. And you see Ishmael's ideology clearly at the first storm scavenging meeting. He dismisses nearly everything useful the islanders find. An airplane propeller, a dagger for cutting books, a cheese grater, overalls, skis, even a salad spinner. Useless, he says, off to the Arboretum, reinforcing his idea of a simple, safe life, no complications.
Yeah, that rejection of practical tools, things for learning, even variety in food, it shows exactly what he's about. He calls them detritus that would rock the boat. But he's not just simplifying, he's actively suppressing innovation, knowledge, independence, all to keep his version of safety intact. It's control through deprivation, really.
And that kind of suppression, it inevitably breeds resentment. A schism starts growing among the islanders, too. Two colonists, Erewhon and Finn, secretly approach the Baudelaires. They're planning a mutiny. Their plan: force Ishmael onto the outrigger on Decision Day. They ask the kids to find or build weapons from the stuff in the Arboretum.
Wow. So even on this peaceful island.
Right. Kit Snicket, she's awake now on her raft. She argues against violence weekly. Adds that layer of moral complexity. And then, from his cage, Olaf chimes in, always stirring the pot. He whispers to the Baudelaires, Ishmael is just as treacherous as I am.
Well,
Then he drops the bombshell. Ishmael isn't injured. He sneaks off to the Arboretum on perfectly healthy feet and eats those bitter apples himself. Hypocrisy.
the plot thickens, or the onion layer peels back further.
It really does. And then comes the proof. The incredibly deadly Viper Kit calls it ink. It's surprisingly friendly, retrieves an apple core from a puddle, confirms Olaf's accusation. Ishmael's a hypocrite. The leader preaching denial is secretly indulging.
That's a massive revelation. It just shatters the whole premise of the island's simple life, doesn't it? The Arboretum isn't just a dump. It's full of knowledge tools, Ishmael's magic weather prediction, just science using a hidden periscope. It exposes the rotten core of this supposed safety. Control built on lies and suppression of truth.
Totally mind-blowing. And the Baudelaires, they follow ink and find this hidden space under the apple tree in the Arboretum. It's huge. An underground library packed with salvaged books, an amazing kitchen with spices, cured meats, and there's the giant periscope Violet instantly figures out.
So the detritus was actually civilization.
Knowledge.
Exactly. And Ishmael finds them there, confronts them, and then even more layers about their parents' past. He knew them well. They were facilitators here before him. Their parents started the Periscope Project, planned water filtration, built the library, even wanted to dig a tunnel to Enwistle Aquatics nearby. They embraced complexity, what Ishmael calls a complicated life.
Wow, so the parents represented the opposite ideology. Completely. Then Ishmael confesses about the first schism. He convinced the colony to abandon the Baudelaire parents, drove them away. Why? He claims it was to keep them safe from the world's treachery. And he reveals their mother was pregnant with Violet at the time. Chilling.
So, what does that tell us? Ishmael's actions stem from this deep, maybe twisted desire for safety, an extreme reaction to the world's dangers. But he achieves it by crushing knowledge, individuality, freedom. He even admits the coconut cordial is basically an opiate, makes people drowsy, inactive, forgetful, keeps them compliant. His protection is just another form of control.
And it goes deeper. He gives Violet this ornate ring, marked with an R, tells her it passed through generations of VFD members, Kit's brother, both their parents. Then he tries to manipulate her, saying her parents would have wanted them to stay, live this simple, safe life.
Using their parents against them.
Right. Then he shows them this enormous book. Title: A Series of Unfortunate Events. He says it contains their parents' entire history, and he's been adding to it, but he won't let them read it, claims it would expose them to treacherous history. He sees himself as the island's parent, protecting them by controlling their past.
That's a powerful metaphor for censorship, isn't it? Controlling the narrative, literally writing their story and then locking it away. It's his ultimate weapon. Rewriting history not for truth, but for his version of safety, shows that controlling information might be the most dangerous control of all.
The tension is just unbearable now. Back in Ishmael's tent, the mutiny finally boils over. The islanders aren't subdued by the cordial anymore. They're having a full-on, argy-bargy, a loud argument, shouting about Ishmael's rules, their own secrets coming out. The facade is gone. And then Olaf makes his entrance, still in the ridiculous pregnant woman disguise Esme Scholar's dress washed ashore too. He claims the mutineers let him out, and in this truly shocking moment, he points to Ishmael's ankle, reveals the VFD eye tattoo, same as his. They share a past.
Wow, that connects everything. Ishmael, the preacher of peace and simplicity, tied to the same secret, often violent organization as Olaf. It just blurs those lines completely, doesn't it? Between the supposed protector and the villain. Shows that actions and hidden ties define you, not just what you say. They're more alike than they seem.
The climax happens so fast. Ishmael stands up, revealing his healthy feet. No injury. Then he grabs the harpoon gun and fires it right into Olaf's fake pregnant belly.
Oh my God.
The shot shatters the diving helmet hidden inside, releasing the Medusoid Mycelium. The spores spread instantly. Everyone in the tent is infected. The schism, the argument, it's over. Because, as the book says, everyone was suddenly part of the same unfortunate event.
Shared disaster uniting them in the worst way.
In the chaos, Klaus remembers, a poem mentions horseradish as an antidote. Violet, thinking fast, connects the dots. Their parents. They hybridized the apple tree. The bitter apples contain horseradish, the cure. It was right there, growing all around them.
Ingenious. Hidden in plain sight.
But Ishmael, his betrayal is absolute. He knows about the apples, but he refuses to tell the islanders. Instead, he tells them to drink more cordial, blames the Baudelaires for the fungus. He's calm because he's immune from eating the apples himself. He had the cure and kept it secret.
That is just profoundly evil. His final deception. Lives are on the line, and he chooses his narrative, his control, over their survival. It's the ultimate proof that safety enforced through lies and suppression is the most dangerous thing of all. He sacrifices his colony to protect his own authority.
It's devastating. The islanders, still manipulated by him, tragically refuse the apples from the Baudelaires. They still blame them. They choose to leave on the outrigger with the infected Ishmael, who lies about finding a horseradish factory. Friday is heartbroken but forced to go with them. Meanwhile, Kit Snicket, still on the raft, is going into labor. She can't eat the apples. The hybrid ingredients are bad for unborn babies, a rule their own mother followed when pregnant with Violet.
Just layer upon layer of tragedy and difficult choices.
Then, Olaf. His final moments, he's in his cage, dying from the fungus, wounded by the harpoon. The Baudelaires confront him about making them orphans, and he does something unexpected. Takes a savage bite of an apple, cures himself. Then, in maybe his only truly good act, he carries the dying Kit Snicket to shore, gives her a gentle kiss, recites a final poem about misery, and then dies from the harpoon wound.
Wow.
That's
correct. A villain's end, but with this flicker of something else. Compassion, regret. It muddies the waters of morality, doesn't it? It shows that people aren't just one thing, good or evil, there's shades of gray. It's a really powerful, nuanced moment about character, maybe even redemption.
It really is. So Olaf's gone, the islanders are gone. And new life begins amidst all this loss. The Baudelaires help Kit give birth. Before she dies, she asks them to raise the child. Name it after a deceased parent, implying Beatrice, their mother's name. So, for a whole year, the Baudelaires become parents. Violet uses arboretum scraps to invent baby gear. Klaus researches childcare in the hidden library. Sunny herds sheep for milk, makes baby food with her whisk. They plant the bitter apple seeds all over, purifying the island. And they read from their parents' book a series of unfortunate events, adding their own chapter.
That's the real end of their childhood, isn't it? But such a profound beginning for them as a new kind of family. They're using their skills, nurturing knowledge, creating a safe place, but not isolated. They're actively writing their own story now. They understand safety isn't about hiding. It's about facing the world with knowledge, connection, even compassion, and choosing their own way forward.
After that year, they make a choice. They decide to leave the island. They realize there's more to life than safety in isolation. Violet repairs their original boat, naming it Beatrice. Honoring the past, building a future. They pack essentials, plus their favorite detritus, Klaus's novels, Violet's blueprints, Sunny's whisk. And as they prepare to leave, the baby's first words are vis, Kla, sun. They're heading back into the complicated world together. Ready.
This deep dive really shows that stories, much like life itself, they aren't really finished, are they? Every end just sets up a new beginning. The Baudelaire's whole journey reveals how searching for perfect safety can paradoxically lead you right back to the treachery you were running from, and that real knowledge means facing complexity, even the uncomfortable truths. Their final choice to embrace the messy world over forced simplicity, to engage rather than escape, that really defines their growth, and I think the enduring strength of family, however you define it.
So, reflecting on all this, what does it mean for you, listening, when you face tough choices, conflicting information, when you're peeling back the layers of your own life's onion? How do you decide which way to go? Do you lean towards the promise of safety and simplicity, even if it means maybe missing something? Or do you choose to explore the complicated, layered world, even if it means, rocking the boat and facing the unknown? Something to think about. Thank you for joining us on this deep dive.